Hey guys, real quick before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know I'm doing a shark card giveaway on this video. All you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment in the comment section. Doesn't even matter what the comment's about. I will be picking a winner later on tonight, but I wanted to hopefully help one of you guys out if you're struggling, to buy these new cars. Anyway, enjoy the video. Well, here we are again. A new DLC has come out for GTA that introduced new cars, well, at least new versions of cars we already had. And since they do cost quite a bit, the question on many people's minds is, are they worth it? And hopefully I can help you answer that question in this video. Just a warning, if you are a professional racer in GTA, this is not the video for you. If you want professional lap times and all that, this is not for you. There's other videos, other YouTubers out there, a lot of you guys know them. You can go watch them. That's perfectly fine. This video is going to be for more of the casual GTA player, the guy who plays free mode occasionally, plays races occasionally with friends, doesn't really care too much because, at the end of the day, lap times are good to know, but they don't really correlate to how, that car is going to perform in the race just because there's so many different factors that go into racing. So hopefully today with this video, I can give you sort of a realistic approach to these new cars. And in the end, you can decide if you want to purchase them. The two things we'll look at first are the costs. So the Banshee is $112,000 to initially start with, and it's like $560,000 if I remember correctly for the upgrade. Whereas the Sultan's only $12,000 to buy, or you can just find one for free, and it costs $795,000 to upgrade. So quite a bit more than the Banshee. In terms of customization, you get a lot for both of these cars. The Sultan, I think, has more. In that department, though, it's really up to you. I'm not going to go into too much detail there. Now, getting into these simple tests. These are just drag race tests so you can see the acceleration, the top speed, how it compares to some of the other cars. We put it through quite a bit of testing. We tested so many different cars against the Sultan and the Banshee. The first test I'll show you guys is just the Banshee and the Sultan against each other. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but the Banshee is horrible in terms of speed. Even the regular Banshee, the non-supered up version, beats the supered up version. It makes no sense whatsoever. That's got to be a mishap on Rockstar's part. And as you can see in the gameplay, the Sultan RS just demolishes the Banshee 900R. That's like the souped up version. In most of these tests, we don't even include the Banshee just because it's not even relevant, really, until they do patch it or fix it. So if you were hoping the Banshee would be a competitive race car, well, I'm sorry to say that's not the case. So in my opinion, until they do fix that, I would stay away from the Banshee unless you absolutely love the looks of it and just want it as a car to have in your garage. It is totally not worth it. The Sultan, on the other hand, is where it gets a little interesting. So these tests that you're seeing now are the Sultan against the Banshee against the T20. And as usual, the Banshee's in the very back, and the T20 kind of beats the Sultan by quite a bit, which is to be expected since the Sultan is a sports car and the Banshee is a supercar. It's just kind of funny because in Rockstar's Newswire, they said that these upgraded cars could keep up with the Zentorno and the T20 and some other supercars, which, as you're seeing here, is not really the case. Comparing it to the other sports cars, the cars that are in its class, it gets a little bit better. In this test, we don't have the race car versions. I know those are a little bit faster, but we have the regular Massacro and the regular Jester, and you can see it beats them by quite a bit. I even tested if you rev your engine as opposed to spinning your tires. In the end, the Sultan is clearly better than the two regular versions of the Jester and the Massacro. We even did a longer test where we make the curve around to the other airport strip, and still, the Sultan RS is in first place. overall, compared to the regular Masacro and the regular Jester, the Sultan RS just has so much better acceleration. The top speed, I think, is on par with the Jester. I think the Masacro actually might have a higher top speed just by a little bit, but it doesn't matter when you get such a good head start. Now, comparing it to the actual race car version of the Jester, we didn't have the race car Masacro, so I'm sorry about that. I mean, honestly, it's going to be really similar results. The race car Masacro is not that much better than the race car Jester. But you can see here, I'm actually driving the Jester, and my friend is driving the Sultan RS, and it's really, really close. The acceleration is almost the same on both of these. I think they have a really similar top speed as well. The Sultan RS, you're going to see, is a little bit higher in terms of acceleration, but once you go far enough, we're basically neck and neck with each other. So when it comes to the race car version of the Masacro and the Jester, the Sultan RS is the same, maybe a little bit better in some aspects. Ultimately, at that point, it's going to come down to the driver and if you're better or not than the other people. This next test is the Sultan RS versus the regular Sultan, the 4-door version. And by the way, all of these cars and every single of these tests have been fully upgraded, so if you were wondering about that, don't. This test, though, just to see what would happen, clearly the Sultan RS smokes the regular Sultan. That's to be expected, though. So after seeing all those tests, you would think that for the sports class, the Sultan RS is a no-brainer. Yeah, it might cost a lot of money, but so do the other expensive cars. And considering you get so much customization, like, it's a steal, basically. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, it's so much fun to drive. It looks awesome. All the customization's great. You're really not going to have 100% the same car as somebody else in the lobby just because of all those customization options. So at this point, you're probably thinking, for roughly $1 million, you know, yeah, I'll pick up the Sultan RS, and I'll have a lot of fun with it, and in races, it'll be great. That's where you're wrong. That was a clap, by the way. I don't know how it came over the mic. See, for whatever reason, and this is, I don't understand. For whatever reason, Rockstar decided to class these two cars as supercars in races. Yeah, I don't know either. The Banshee, that one just doesn't make any sense at all, because even if it was a sports car, it would suck, because the regular version is better than it, so that's just, you know, all the way out there. The Sultan RS, though, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, look, what you're seeing right now is some race gameplay, non-contact, just like one of those courses kind of things. I don't know. I'm not the greatest racer, obviously. It just can't keep up with the other supercars. And personally, and I don't know if this is for other people, but when I was driving, it just felt like it was, I don't know, it was light, I guess, and it drifted really easily, which in a race when you're taking a lot of corners, that can hurt you because you're losing traction and you're losing speed. Again, by no means am I a professional racer or anything, but I'm just telling you what it personally felt like when I was racing. On a straight line on those drag races, it's perfectly fine, but when you have these tight turns, it just felt like I was going to lose control a lot. I'm sure if you're a good racer, you can probably handle that, but I'm just letting you guys know, so be warned about that part. Getting back to the whole supercar controversy, though, this needs to be fixed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, Rockstar clearly messed up here, and I don't know why in their newswire they said it can keep up with the supercars, because it can't. Maybe some of the low-end supercars, but not the ones that people actually race with. If it was in the sports category, it would be perfect, because like I said, it's on par with the race car versions of the Masacro and the Jester, and it would give some competition to that. It'd be really awesome to see and to have those, you know, actually race each other. But the fact that it's in the supercar class, I don't want to say makes this vehicle useless, because it doesn't. In free mode, it's awesome to drive. It's really fun. It sounds amazing. I didn't point that out. This car sounds incredible. There's so much customization to it, so everything on that end is worth it. When it comes to racing, though, it's not, because of the stupid decision to put this in a class that it shouldn't be in. Final thoughts here. The Banshee, definitely not worth it until they fix it. I mean, it looks cool and everything, but it performs horribly. The Sultan, on the other hand, you're going to need to decide on why you want it. If you want it for racing, don't get it. If you want it for an awesome car to have in free mode, that sounds awesome, that looks awesome, you know, people are going to look at most probably because it's got the liveries on it and all the different customization, totally get it. Because in my opinion, the $1.5 million I spent on it was totally worth it. I know a lot of people don't have that amount of money, but hey, look, if you want to enter to win a shark card, you can go do so on Twitter, as well as, you know, enter the one I'm doing on this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If it wasn't for the stupid superclass category, this would be one of my favorite cars they've ever added in the game. But you guys can let me know in the comments. thank you guys for watching. Drop a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. Hopefully this helps you decide on whether or not you should buy these cars. But see you guys in the next video. And as always, it's your boy Saintsfan. I'm out. Peace.